And that's what we're waiting on.
And that's what I want to see is different versions. Check 1, 2.
To try and shade us to take control, but we the goats, we real got soul to be the greatest, that is the goal. So go and judge me and slur my name. Yeah, G9 is what I became. Just judge my music, don't need the fame, but no LF goat is what I proclaim. When you're a goat, you just know it. We the black sheep, yeah, I suppose it's coming for us to just be different. Cause all my life I've been belligerent. I get so mad when they play ignorant, but that's what made us so magnificent. Yeah, we here and we chilling with the tribe. Got my grass and my hoodie and my light. Getting lit, come on, you know you wanna try. We doing good, bro, please don't kill my vibe. Said we here and we chilling with the tribe. Crypto underdogs, nah, I ain't gonna lie. So good they can't ignore even if they try. We'll never leave, it's LF go till we die. No, you'll never hear a mumble rap from me. These words I carry, yeah, they have meaning. We in the matrix, but I'm intervening. About to pull you out, Neo, you've been dreaming. Find you in the song and want you to be freed. So get used to seeing goats up in your feet. It's guaranteed that we'll succeed. Come on, man, I know you've seen the term goat used on a TV. It's in sports and it's in music. There are lots of ways to use it to describe the best. The ones obsessed at hidden quest. It's like we blessed. Boy, I'm like Santiago, I'm the alchemist. Travel the world and leave you all impressed. Become the wind, my spirit strong. I swear I'll prove them haters wrong. Show them we for real all along. Cause goats are great, the top's where we belong. Ozthecryptogoat, it means the other heart. Like yin and yang can't split apart. The dark from light, yeah, it's a balance. You only know this if you're like Alice and seek the knowledge down that rabbit hole. Two equal opposites that complete the soul.
All right. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with everyone you know. Welcome to the Ledger Lounge. This is Ozthecryptogoat, and we have a very, very special live today. We have the president of California's Stand With Crypto coming on the show. I've got my Stand With Crypto pin on right now, and I'm in chats with her. She should be on here shortly. In the meantime, everybody hit the like button. We do... How's everybody doing today? Do you guys like my new picture? I have the Christmas goat. Oz the Christmas goat. What's the name of the trust company? Angel Finance? In the meantime, hit the like button. Just working out some details with the guest right now. Please bear with me. I do apologize. I usually like to get all this done, but this is a very busy person. So we're trying to work with them as best we can. All right, we're back. How's everybody doing? I'm gonna bring down the music here and we're gonna talk a little bit. How's everybody doing, man? It's good to see Everybody's shown up. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends. Everybody double tap the screen if you're watching on TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button as well. Don't forget to subscribe. Those of you on X, don't forget to hit the chat. Those on Twitch, we're also live on Facebook. And we're live on X as well. I have all the chats pulled up, so you can watch and chat from any platform you like. People tend to use TikTok the most, but we have wherever you decide to find yourself, that's the place to be. Let's set up a Heart Me goal here on TikTok. Boom. All right. So we have a special guest today. It's Miss Nifty, Miss NFTY. She's the president of Stand with Crypto. She's going to be coming on, and so this is their website. This is standwithcrypto.org, and it says, if you care about crypto, it's time to prove it. 52 million Americans own crypto, and yet crypto's future in America remains uncertain. Congress is writing the rules as we speak, but they won't vote yes until they've heard from you. Join the fight, and you can click right here, right? So there, it looks like there's 2,623 U.S. advocates, 1,226 policymaker contacts, advocate donations. They've raised over $500,000, and globally they have 2.9 million crypto advocates. So these are the different. So look, it shows you someone in Washington emailed their rep. Someone in Washington followed SWC on X. Someone in Washington joined SWC. Obviously, that's Stand with Crypto. Someone in Utah joined. Nevada, California, Illinois. Someone in Illinois emailed their rep. So you can track everything that's going on with them, where it's happening, what they're doing. And as you can see, the big areas, I don't see anything in New York yet, but we have Connecticut, we got Virginia. This is around the DC area. Washington, California, Nevada. These are hot spots, right? So this is good, and the reach is growing. This lady has been on a plane for like days. I think it was like 6 days. We'll ask her, and she'll tell us everything. But it's been quite amazing to see all that they've been doing and all the work they do. So Stand with Crypto is first and foremost the result of 2 million plus people fighting to keep crypto in America. We also partnered with a number of companies to fight alongside us. So it looks like we got Privy, Protocol Labs, Paxos, Anchorage Digital, MoonPay, Coinbase, Third Web, Lightspark, all these different Kraken, BTC, Hedera, OpenSea. So they're partnered with all these different companies, which is pretty amazing. Let's see, let's go back here. So you can also, on the website here, this is standwithcrypto.org. You can join Stand with Crypto. You can email your senator. You can follow on X, and maybe we'll write an email in the next live show that we do. I'll write the email, and you guys can help me compose it. I'll be in and out for today. Had the worst day of all time. Oh, I know about your day, brother. Sorry to hear that, man. Glad you're okay and you're doing well. I'll tell you what, everybody simultaneously right now spam the chat with a W. How about SWC, stand with crypto? Everybody SWC in the chat. Hashtag FYP, hashtag for you, all the hashtag crypto. I do know that there's a bit of competition in the live time right now, so it is what it is. But you know, share the show out with your friends. Let's get the algorithm rolling and get more people watching, and we can get to our regular viewership levels. And before we start the show, does anyone, if anyone has any questions or wants to come on the show and ask any questions, let me know in the chat and we'll see if we can work that out. Let's see here.
Competition within ourselves. LF Goat. Hey, go tribe. No drama, bitch.
I love this song.
I got no drama. Said I got no problems. Not a single distraction. Don't care about your trauma. What are you building? Said what are you doing?
Hashtag Goat Tribe.
Trust me, I'm suing. Every day I check the feed and see some dumb shit. Like someone rugging or they got a scam like fuck it. Somebody sleeping with somebody else.
The music's allowed on TikTok. I have the rights to this.
That's why you won't see me on your
I'm have full permission to use this music.
directly to my face. They always be talking behind my back, bro. I really don't care. I'm just trying to stack. They tearing you down, they messing shit up. Don't think I can't take any more of this flood. So remember to leave my name.
So if you have any questions or you want to come up on a panel, let me know. Anybody want to come up?
No drama. Leave it at the door. We don't care. We won't fight. This ain't a war. Keep it straight. Only business on our mind. No hate, no drama. We on the grind. On the grind, another day, another verse. Always getting better, I ain't getting any worse. Build you up, help you out how you meant. Also, you can pull this stupid little stint. Come on, man.
How's it going?
Stop playing dumb and just take a hit. Stay your lane. Don't be a stain.
Hold on, let me adjust the volume here.
Can't take no more drama on our chain. So next time you think about spreading the rumor, just act your ways. Don't be say, okay, boomer.
There, now I can hear you.
To have some humor, but holy shit, dude, I swear you're like a tumor. So I'm working, focus on my craft. You gon' talk, enjoy your little laugh, but I
Hold on, I gotta adjust the audio for you because what's going on?
I'm good. I'm sorry I missed your interview earlier today.
Oh, it hasn't started yet.
Oh, I thought it was at 3:00 California time.
No, that's the TA class, and that got rescheduled.
Oh, or did I read the flyer wrong?
You may have. So the flyer is, the show starts at 5 p.m. and then the guest comes on at 6 to give a chance for people to come in to so they don't miss out on the first part of the show. So do you know who the guest is?
I looked up Miss Nifty.
Yeah, or NFT. Why?
I'm not sure if I recall her. I may have heard her speak before.
Yeah. So I met her at this last crypto event I went to, and she's the president for Stand with Crypto in California. And this is their website right here, standwithcrypto.org. And it actually is a tool where you can email your senator directly. You can take polls, refer friends, mint an NFT, follow. But my main thing that I really like about this is the direct link to email your senator. Fix the camera. What do you mean fix the camera? What's wrong with the camera? You can't just say fix the camera in the chat. You got to tell me what's wrong.
Me, probably.
Aha. There it is. There you are.
Yeah, I just got done feeding my horse, so.
It's off center. Oh well. I really don't care if it's off center right now. I'm not gonna mess with it. It just is what it is. The IT guy comes in and cleans stuff, and sometimes the camera gets moved. It just is what it is.
Kind of cool. I'm down in the comment section. I mean, I feel like I'm in the lower bleachers or something.
I don't know why that is. Usually there's a bunch of different boxes here. I haven't used any of this software in so long. It's everything got updated. It's all different now.
It's all like Christmas.
I am so excited for Christmas. Did you see my new picture?
I think your guest sounds really cool. Like it's going to be a really interesting interview. Is Jesse going to join us?
I don't think Jesse's going to join us. She's been busy doing stuff. I'm hoping that she comes back to the show soon. But you know, it's the holidays and stuff, you know. But she's down there in the chat supporting. But yeah, I'm hoping to get the whole crew back together and get the crypto show going again, get more guests, and get everything rolling the way it was before we took the break, you know. It's been nice to have a little bit of a break, though.
That'll be really nice.
So, I have a question for you, Belle. Is there any questions that you would have for Miss Nifty as far as standing with crypto?
I want to know why we don't know more about it already. Why am I just hearing about it probably maybe for the first or second time?
Right, so exposure is what you're talking about.
Is this a large movement specifically just for California with our taxation?
So globally, there's 2.9 million people. You can see it right here on the screen. Mm-hmm. The U.S. advocates is 2.6 million. There's 1.2 million policymaker contacts right here. And then they've donated about a little over 500,000 in donations. And look at, you just click this right here. Email your senators to pass crypto legislation. Boom. Click that, take action. Put your first name. Here, let's see here. Last name, email address. Your senator. This will show after you enter your email address.
Now, I may have heard about that like 6 months ago with a bunch of the XRP stuff that was going around. And the fear of California doing that clawback on any crypto in your accounts that stayed dormant for 3 years.
Oh yeah, for the wallets. Well, here's the thing on that. So they can reclaim those funds, but you can actually claim them back from the government. You just have to file. So it's actually a good thing. So let's say that you had a wallet that got lost, or you lost the keys to it, forgot how to access it. The government, after 3 years of inactivity, would basically claim those funds, remove them, and then you could file to get those back. It's just, you're going to have to jump through the hoops.
It sounds like something I might want to make a few posts on. And hello, Web3. Thank you so much.
Web3, I did put some posts out on Stand With Crypto. And if you want to reach out to Miss NFT, or Miss Nifty, excuse me, she's in my Discord right now. So click the Discord link in my bio. She should be hanging around in there, and you can ask questions or engage there. So click the Discord link. Let me see here. I'll post it in the chat for you guys. Give me just a second. I'm really excited about this this guest today, though. I wasn't 100% sure if they were going to make it, because we actually rescheduled a couple times, but we got it. We were able to make it happen. Let's see here. All right, copy.
Web3, you might want to share this out to a couple of your other bros and ladies that might be interested in that, or specifically people from California.
Exactly. And it's not just California, it's a global movement.
Yeah.
So it's more than just California. Obviously, she's the president of the California section of it, but still, hold on, I gotta fix everything. Everything moved around on me. All right, we're good.
Appreciate you, Jesse. We'll see you soon.
Trying to get on the Discord now. If you're having trouble getting into the Discord, send me a DM. I'll send you the link directly. Some people have issues. Some people get right in. I don't know what it is. And TikTok's not letting me post it. So I don't. Jesse, if you could go into the Ozthecryptogoat email, copy it, and then post it into the chat. I know you can do it. I just can't do it from a desktop. So,
and I have to drop from the box if I think she's going to post or pin anything.
Got it. Did you have any other questions?
No, I just wanted to know a little bit more about her, and
right,
other things she's into, and how she got started in crypto very briefly, and what are her passion projects.
Absolutely. And, when she comes on, that's, what we're going to talk about. And then I got a few questions as well. If she has time, I'm going to open the panel back up for you guys to come on and ask questions directly. If she's willing to do that.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So,
another lady in crypto,
Exactly. There's actually more women in crypto than I realized. Like, I go to these events and I see lots of women at the booths, and they're not just paid actresses. They're involved. They're doing stuff. So you guys are not alone. Josh said, "Speed me up. I'm late." That's your own fault. You're late, Josh. That's why we start an hour early. We start early so that it gives you a chance to get caught up. But we will have our guest in a little bit.
I'm starting to wonder, what does she see for, AI coming online more? What changes does she see for the future kind of stuff,
Well, I know that as far as the legislative side of it goes, AI is untethered now. So,
which is scary.
Oh, it's very scary. At the same time, you're going to see things moving a lot faster now because of that. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, my little tiny business got dumped in SEO ad placement on Google and other sites since August. And AI is coming online and burying your stuff even deeper. It's like you're having to pay Google like ransom now to have your business, propped up on page 1.
Yeah,
it's from page 1 to page 3 overnight.
If you copy the link from your link tree and paste it into join the server on Discord, it works. Got it. So you hear that, chat? Just click the link tree link and then paste it into join a server on Discord, and it should work. We can't hear her. All right. Let me turn up the audio. Sorry about that. Oops. All right, Belle, thank you for coming on, and we'll
I'm gonna drop down and let you talk to a few other people, but those would be some basic questions that would be on my mind at this moment.
Yeah, Web3, if you could drop that in the chat, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much for your help, and thank you, Belle, for coming on.
No problem. I thought if I hopped on, others would follow.
Yeah, it's always good to have you.
I love you guys. Thanks, Oz.
Bye.
I'll be listening. Bye.
What's up, Mr. Josh TV? How you doing, buddy?
What's up?
It's good to have you back on the show. It's been a while. How's your show coming along?
Well, I've done like 3 live streams so far. I'm not gonna lie, it gets pretty tiring. Now I know what you mean when I'm up there and like, I don't know, last time I was streaming, I was up for like 12 hours and I haven't streamed since.
Dude, I told you, it is tough, right?
Yep.
Imagine doing it just 4 or 5 hours a day, 5 to 7 times a week, like that, just like clockwork. And then having something to say every time and be right. It's
Right.
It's difficult.
Exactly.
So, what do you know about Stand with Crypto? Have you heard of it?
Not really. I've heard of other organizations, but not this one specifically.
So if you go to standwithcrypto.org, that's this page right here. And basically it says, if you care about crypto, it's time to prove it. 52 million Americans own crypto, and yet crypto's future in America remains uncertain. Congress is writing the rules as we speak, but they won't vote yes until they've heard from you. Now, we're going to pull this up and read what it is. So you can actually email your senator. You click on this link right here and it takes you, you can put your name, email address, and then it'll tell you who your senator is and you can email them directly, which is pretty goated if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go do that.
Definitely read it before you sign it. That's one thing I would say for sure. I have not read it yet. What's up, Purple Bitcoin? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you.
Is this for the Clarity Act? I forget, because I'm pretty sure one already got passed, but they cut the other half of it out, right?
I'm not sure, and that's some of the questions that we're going to ask.
Right, because I was going over the kind of I'm pretty sure it was the Clarity Act while I was on stream, kind of going over what's in it, what things are important, what certain things meant.
Yeah, and I do think that we need some clarity. I think we need some legislation, but I think more or less we need more like a crypto constitution, something that protects us in a way that makes it so the government can't get too deep in it and can't start controlling it too much. Because the whole idea of crypto is to have the people in control of their finances, right? So
Right.
we don't want, the government to come in and overregulate it in a way that just creates control.
And that's like the biggest argument that I saw when they had people like Brad Garlinghouse and other people kind of talk to these congressmen and these senators. I'm not sure if you remember that. That was a while ago. That was like midsummer. And they were going back and forth arguing over, we want control. And then somebody else stood up and said, well, yeah, I agree. There should be some level of control, but not to the point where the government can come in and start treating this like, any sort of financial bank account.
Absolutely. My biggest concern is control, right? They could basically flip the switch
Right.
in the opposite direction and debank you with that kind of control. What are your thoughts?
Right. I think looking into it recently, so many people argue over the whole decentralized aspect of it, and like really looking into it in the last year or so, I've really begun to notice is that essentially everything runs on the exchanges because you're still exchanging for fiat. So everything is essentially still running on fiat. And basically, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with this, but I've kind of come to the conclusion that every single token is essentially still valued by fiat, because it has no value until you bring it over to an exchange and you cash it out for fiat. So in a sense, they could basically find out who holds certain types of wallets. And the problem is people say, okay, well, you can put it in a cold wallet, but if you ever bought Bitcoin on an exchange, that transaction from the exchange hold to your wallet is now a transaction. So they can link back because you upload your ID, you do KYC, and then they can track, okay, this person bought Bitcoin from this exchange, they moved it over to their cold wallet, then they took that Bitcoin from their cold wallet to a different exchange, but that exchange can look back and kind of see where that came from. And then, if we get to the point where the government can, I don't know, request some sort of file from these exchanges, like be like, we're looking into this person. We need you guys to hand over all the information, like who is this guy, their ID, all their information. And that's what I really don't want to happen, is when, the government can come in and basically force these exchanges to give out all that information, because then that crypto is now useless. I mean, they can ask them to freeze your assets, which a lot of chains, they can do that.
Yeah, XRP, Ledger can, HBAR, Ethereum. What's a couple others? There's a whole list of them. I actually posted them here on my TikTok. That lists all of the exchanges that you can basically be delisted or debanked from it. They can seize your assets. They all have some sort of smart contract written and slipped in there. And what's crazy is it's put in on a level where it was only found out that it was there through testing. So they would test the blockchains to see if it had any of this type of smart contracts. And all the big ones, man, they all have it in there. So it's a bit concerning. And it's not something that you can just look up and know that it's there. It's well hidden. So that's very concerning as well.
What are your thoughts on Bitcoin? Do you think that you feel a little bit safer with it, given that there isn't, I guess there's that extra level of, okay, it's the first token, and then also looking at it now, it's a lot harder to freeze somebody's Bitcoin address. But the only part that still doesn't make sense to me is I feel like they could just figure out what address belongs to who and just refuse to cash them out at an exchange. That's my only concern now. And I don't know if you've heard, there are certain people, there's a specific name for them, but you can basically send them the Bitcoin and they deliver cash straight to you. The only problem is obviously that's a lot more difficult, but I would like to see more options to pay for things with your crypto directly. That way you're not forced to bring it over to an exchange and cash it out for fiat.
Right.
If you get what I'm saying.
And I feel like holding stable coins, you can do that already, right? So if you're using USDC and let's say you're using Coinbase, or you have like an Arculus wallet, Arculus has tap to pay. I have a Visa for my Coinbase. I don't use it because who wants to use Coinbase, right? But it does exist, but I can't spend like Bitcoin directly. I can't spend XRP directly. However, this company right here, it's this is their pin right here. I think it's XPX. I think is what it's called. I'm gonna try to get them on the show here soon as well. But they've only been running for about 16 months now. But it's basically a way that you can spend your XRP or your Bitcoin or your Ethereum as cash with a card. So that's a new technology that's just come out.
Interesting.
And I'm really excited to have him come on. And like I said, they've only been live and building for 16 months now. And it's growing very quickly. So I'm
I
interested
think more
to
and
see what
more.
happens with that.
I think that industry is just going to continue to get bigger because more and more people are kind of understanding, what's the point of crypto if everything is still going to translate through fiat at the back end, right? Like
Right.
obviously even gold bars are exchangeable through fiat, but you can still trade gold for other things. So I think just having the ability to pay for things with your coins directly instead of having to go cash it out for fiat first and then paying with fiat, and also I think it would boost the overall value of crypto. Um, and I don't know. I think we're going to start to see more of that in 2026. I'm already seeing all of these crypto influencers, especially the ones you shouldn't really trust, like the ones that are always, the orchestrated pumps of cryptocurrencies and new projects. And they're basically saying that privacy is going to be the next thing, you know, which is true, but they're also promoting a bunch of fake privacy coins that don't really do anything privacy. And I think that's the only thing, and that's where I would like to see some sort of regulation, because I feel like nowadays anybody can make a team, make a coin, say it does certain things, and then when you actually look at the capabilities of it, um it's all just headlines, for example.
I'm more along the lines of buyer beware, right? So you should be doing your own research. Like, are you just going to pick any bank to bank with, or are you going to look around and see, do I want to use a credit union? Do I want to use a small bank? Do I want to use a big bank? Do I want to use a business bank? You have to, have some kind of education in it. I think that more or less the people should take the time and learn. And, you know, right now, crypto is like the Wild West, right? And
Right.
during the Wild West, people would sell products, and one of the issues that we had in the Wild West was medicine. So they had snake oil that they would sell to people, and I think it was like killing people, or it was just didn't do anything. But I think it was like poisonous. They gave out opium, and people would get highly addicted to it, overdose on it. So the government stepped in and said, we're going to regulate this, right? We're going to go give
Right.
some good, clear clarity. But look at what happened over 100 years' time. Now we have big pharma, where it was designed to stop you from buying poison. And now big pharma only puts out poison. All the medicines, there's
Right.
nothing holistic anymore. There's nothing, that you can't you can't go to your doctor and get holistic medicine. You have to get chemical based, that are all basically petroleum based products, that are
Right.
poison for your body. And that's where we're at today now, because originally the intention was to help the people and to keep them safe and secure, but in the long run, that's not what we got. What we got was control, to the point where a large corporation now and multiple corporations have control, and they can literally force you to take things now. And look at what happened with COVID. They forced everyone to take a shot in order to leave their homes and do things and stuff. So that's the fear that I have with overregulation. I love the idea of having some sort of regulation, but not in a way that gives them control, but more or less like a constitution for crypto. So that way
Right.
the government can never overstep their boundaries, and crypto is protected. That is my main concern.
Essentially, like in a way, the best method forward would be basically freedom of choice, right? You have all these different crypto chains and people can choose which one they want to use to transact. Same way that I don't believe that the entire financial system should be shifted over to crypto completely. I think people should still have the choice to pay with regular fiat, if they want to use Cash App, because they should be able to have the choice to use what they want to use. And same with like medicine, and this is a really touchy subject, but there's a lot of natural plants out there that are being banned from being usable, right? So they're telling you what you can or can't use, which is, I would argue, opposite of the Constitution that we have now, and that's why it's so important that we defend the Constitution, and that's also the only reason why America still has arguably more freedom than other countries, even though that's somewhat falling apart to a degree. But the freedom of choice is what I think is going to be the most important in the long run. Because the minute that, like you said, the government can step in and tell people, okay, well, now you need to use this, then basically you have it to where everybody's using one thing. It's easier for them to control. And I think that's ultimately where, if that happened with crypto, I think it would fail.
I don't think it would fail. I think they would look at right now. Everybody is cheering on regulation because they're in hopes that it's going to pump their bags. And so how is that helping anything? Can we reel it in for a second and sit down and say, look, we want regulation, but this is the kind of regulation we want. Instead, everyone is like, I don't care what regulation it is, just get something in it so that way my bags will pump.
I think that's why I like Cardano's CEO Charles so much, because he was talking about this on a live stream the other day, where he was saying, look, I understand that, our chain arguably hasn't been performing as well as others, and he was explaining that's because he's not selling his company out to these big institutional companies like all these other chains are. And he was talking about how everybody's trying to rush the process of regulation and adoption simply for the purpose of pumping up the prices. And in a way, he was saying, like, when Cardano rolls out an update, it's good. It might take forever, but it's good, right? So I completely agree, and it's less about the chain, right? And it isn't just, I want to be clear, because this isn't just because I hold a lot of the coin. I genuinely like Charles as the face of crypto because he is very aware about what's going on, and he's talking about it all the time, right? He doesn't give you a bunch of false information. He just stands up there, he goes on live, and he talks about all the problems that we're facing and the things that need to be done correctly. And I think that's super important, because if we push it too far to the way these institutions want it, then we kind of lose the whole point of what crypto was designed for in the first place.
Absolutely. And that's my biggest fear, is losing the most beautiful opportunity that people have had in history financially, in my opinion. And we're giving it up for some chump change because we want our bags to pump now. We're impatient.
I think we need to see total, I would say organic growth would be better, because if you look past it all, the last cycles on the total market cap chart, it always comes up and then all the way back down before it goes back up. And we're never creating new floors, which tells you one thing, and that's that the overall market isn't gaining any sort of stability and growing. And that's the current issue, is whenever you push all of this adoption as news and you get all these people to front run the markets, they take it back out because there's still uncertainty. And then you're never making that new floor, and new people aren't going to come in because they don't necessarily trust it.
So do you think with regulation, more people would buy it and leave their money in it?
I think they would, partially because they've also, everybody's told growing up that it's important, right? Like, you need to have your money in a safe bank, this and that. I see it from social media, how people are talking, like they do want some regulation, but like you're saying, I think it's important that it doesn't overstep, because I also don't want the regulation to get to a point where we're doing all these things just because a couple people want them, and then it destroys the whole space for maybe a short-term 50% rise in the markets, right? Because you want overall sustained growth, kind of similar to the stock market. The stock market doesn't lose half of its total market cap value in the form of 2 weeks, if you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And I think that's the issue, is everyone is content with the small pump now because their plan is to pull the money out. They're not looking. I mean, some people are. They're looking to hold long term. But some people are just like, they think that they're going to put in $100 and come back in 6 months and be a millionaire. I think
that type of mentality is also.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I forgot what
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that type of mentality is kind of what destroys the crypto space, right? Because if that's what you tell people, I mean, I would say from now that I started trading more, I like the volatility. And I think even if crypto grows, there's still going to be more volatility than the stock market, which is good because, like we were talking about earlier, people have freedom of choice. They can use the stock market, they can use the crypto market, right? They can choose if they want more volatility or less volatility. But I think overall, if you look at it, I don't know, just telling people that they can put a small amount of money in and that it's going to go up, it just hurts the space. Because if we were to address it a little differently, I think also more people would trust it, right? If they saw stability. I mean, why do you think more people trust Bitcoin, even though there's more gains to be made elsewhere? Because it has a track record of going up every time. And we haven't seen that with these other chains, right? It's the biggest issue that Cardano is facing right now, is that it made that one all-time high, and people want to see it go past above, because then they're seeing that, original people who bought it are trusting it and they're coming back into the space.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where I come back to the idea of we're just really early. There's a lot that needs to happen as far as trust, security, privacy, insurance, knowing that if I put something here, you put money in the bank and you're FDIC insured. You don't really have that with crypto.
Right.
So, there has to be something that makes people feel like, okay, we're good. And I think that, government regulation is something that does lead in the right direction. And like I said before, my main concern is that we lay the proper framework for that before we're just pushing through policies just to get anything through, just so that the bags pump.
Right. And I think same goes too. I think more people there should be better tools to store your own crypto. Because I think another reason why these cryptos are so volatile, and you can look at on-chain data to back this up, is the fact that when everybody holds their coins on exchanges, they can move it around, they can do what they want. For instance, they can actually sell the coins that 1,000 people are holding to dump the market. And if these people want to cash out, they have enough fiat available to cash them out. So it's a mimic. You could log into your Coinbase and it says that you have, 1,000 XRP or 100 XRP, but they can sell your XRP and the number will stay there because they have the fiat reserves to pay you out if you want to cash out. And when people leave their money in exchanges, it allows them to move it around and manipulate the market. So I genuinely believe that if more people started holding more of their coins on private, ledgers, wallets, I think there would be more stability in the market and more trust, because you see how Bitcoin's price starts pumping when exchanges move their Bitcoin back into a wallet, because that signals that they're not selling in the immediate short term.
Right.
So if everybody started moving more of their crypto over to wallets, that's trackable. It would show some strength, stability in the market, especially whales. I think that's what we need to see, more adoption and tools towards holding your own crypto.
What's up, Satoshi? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. What's going on?
It's good to see you, man. We got about 6 minutes before our guest comes on, so I'll let you say what you wanted to say, buddy.
Oh, that was Scotty Dog. What are we talking about? Moving your crypto to cold storage, or?
Oh, let me invite Scotty Dog up here real quick. So yeah, we're talking about regulation, basically. So we're having the president of Stand with Crypto come on in just a few minutes, and we're gonna talk about emailing our senators and basically getting people that advocate for crypto.
Right.
All right, Scotty Dog, what's going on, brother?
Going on, Oz? What's up, boys?
And Run Up, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, what's good, Oz? Thanks for having me up. And
Absolutely.
Hey, everyone on the panel.
And if you guys want to stay up on the panel while we have the guest is going to be through Discord. And if you guys have questions throughout the interview, you guys are more than welcome to stay up and be a part of it. But Scotty, you want to go ahead?
No, I mean, I'll just sum up kind of my thoughts on this. Recently, I think we forget that crypto's still a toddler. And being that, I just do the analogy that when you look at a toddler, sure, you can have aspirations and thoughts of what that child is going to become, but you don't know. It takes a lot of investment and a lot of effort and a lot of commitment to guide and support. And I think maybe that's something you're getting at, where it's almost like everybody's a lot of the people in crypto right now that could be doing something to make a difference are sitting back and letting the foundational part of crypto, the decentralized, the ability to try and do something and have control yourself, slip away. And that's what I meant by my comment in the chat. We're like lab rats just waiting for the players to use us to fine tune their takeover.
You know, one sentiment I've noticed when I bring up this subject is people say, well, the institutions are just going to do what they're going to do already. The big money's already got their hands in it. There's nothing we can do. And I think that that's very wrong. And that's why I'm really excited about this guest coming on, because I feel like this is an opportunity where we can have our voices heard. We can do something about it. You don't necessarily have to go and click this and use their predetermined letter. You can write a letter to your senator. You can write a letter to your congressman. You can get involved. Your voice can be heard. If 10 of us all emailed our congressman, that would create a ripple effect. You think that it doesn't matter, but it does, especially with primaries coming up. This is our opportunity to actually make a difference, because when primaries come up, they're afraid. You know, this is your one opportunity to have your voice be heard.
100%.
You don't want to be the person that doesn't even give a voice and then complaining about it after.
Yeah, and that's the majority of people. People want it to just be done for them. They just want it to happen for them. They don't want to literally click a website right here. It's this easy. Name, last name, email, address. Click your senator's name, and then they have a thing, and then boom, click send. It's that easy. It's that freaking easy, but you know, who's actually doing it? And it seems like the people, the sentiment is, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can say. They're not going to listen to me. Run Up, did you have any thoughts real quick before I pull up Miss Nifty and we give her a chance to talk, and then I'll give you guys an opportunity to ask questions if you like.
Nope.
All right. So let's give her a call, and oh shoot, we do video call. Let's get her on the show here. There we go. Like we're connecting. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
We're doing great. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. I've been having a great time listening to you for the last hour, chatting with the community, listening to the questions and concerns and things that they're doing and reading and seeing.
Absolutely. So, who are you? What do you do?
I am Carrie Miss Nifty Lynn. I am the president of Stand with Crypto California. I also am the founder of Learnville, which is an ed tech platform that provides education on 4 pillars to underserved communities nationwide. And those 4 pillars are financial literacy, mental health, Web3, and innovative career paths.
That's wonderful. And so tell me about Stand with Crypto and what it is, what's your mission, and what are you guys trying to do?
Sure. Stand with Crypto is a nonprofit collectively supported by the most reputable Web3 companies that exist. Its purpose is to deliver the message from the people to the policymakers to ensure that we have regulations, we have ideas and suggestions, and the foresight provided to our policymakers who have no career paths in Web3, but they have constituents that are very concerned about what is and isn't happening and what is coming in the future.
And so what is it that you guys are advocating? Because obviously you heard the sentiment here. We want regulation, but we don't want too much regulation.
And that is the point, right? We want to make sure that we're safe. We know that the government is not going to come and attack us. We won't be sued for something. And it's a safe space for us. However, we don't want them to say, well, now you can't invest in anything you want to, and we can freeze your accounts anytime you want to. You had a guest on there talking about that specific thing, right? If they know who you are and you KYC in a bank, if you will, right? A custodial account, and you move it over to a non-KYC account, and then you send it over, like, can they freeze it, or what will they do with it? And that is a big concern. And so that's a part of the message that we deliver to policymakers.
I love that.
And so, yeah, it's imperative. And we've gone through this last year and a half between constituents and policymakers to deliver messages in order to get through to the Genius Act and to the Clarity Act, which we're still working on very heavily. I will be back in DC next week talking to Congress and Congress members in regards to this. We want this taken care of. We want to feel safe. We want to know that we can start new businesses, we can launch new products, and we're not going to be worried about the government coming after us. And that's one of the things that the Clarity Act will give us, is a safe harbor period when you're starting a new business and you don't know what category you necessarily fit in. And as an entrepreneur or anybody who's starting a new business, you have all of these different ideas, and you start with one idea and you go through this, all of these different things. When you learn knowledge and then it changes a little bit of your goals for that business, and it shifts here, here, and here, and here, you don't want to live in that fear that the government's going to come after you as you're growing your new business in this new innovative space that there's not a lot of regulation around.
Yeah, my like I said, and obviously you were listening, my biggest concern is being like debanked, being unable to access or use my crypto. Also, one of my concerns is overreach. And one of the
Yep.
things that I'd like to see more or less with crypto, as far as regulation goes, is obviously we need to have some sort of a okay, this is the baseline right here, right? These are things you can and you can't do, right? So that there's some kind of control and regulation, but not so much for the people, but more or less for the exchanges. And to see more of like a constitution for crypto than less of like legislation, to where basically the constitution is in place to protect us, the people, from the government. And basically that would be the same concept, is a way to protect us, the people, from the government's overreach into crypto. That's something I'd like to see.
What would you see in a crypto constitution?
What do you mean, what guidelines?
Correct, right? Because you're using blockchain. So there's not a lot that you can really say, you can't do this, you can't do this, because everything is so transparent, you can find it. And if they are in control of stablecoins, for example, right, they are going to be responsible for what's going on and how they're operating and who's able to launch stablecoins.
Yeah, I think that there should be regulation for those that launch stablecoins. Like, I don't think I have any business launching my own goat coin or something like that. You know what I mean? But I think if Walmart and Amazon and all these different corporations are going to launch their own stablecoins, there needs to be some sort of oversight to basically not overfee charge people, because if everyone's got their own stablecoin and I've got USDC and now I got to transfer it from Amazon and now I got to transfer it to Walmart or whatever. Now we're talking about a new type of service charge, right? So I think that's one issue that needs to be addressed.
By the way, I'm taking note.
Absolutely. And if you want to, we can get together. I'd love to write a constitution and have something that we could put together. This is obviously something we can't throw together on a 1-hour podcast, but I'd love to work on it.
Something that I've kind of toyed around with, along with some other organizations, is like a AAA, if you will, right? So certain hotels are rated, 5 diamond or star, I think it's diamond, 4 diamond, etc. That companies and tokens would be issued based on where they hit the mark on the prerequisites to be, credible, versus it's not really stable. Maybe this is just something that's going to come and go really swiftly. But that organization or association would be created by the people, which could do what you're talking about, right? Create this for the people crypto constitution and create this association that manages it and oversees it.
As long as they can't be bought and paid for.
Correct. That's going to be the biggest thing.
Yeah, and I think that's the big issue that everyone has with regulation, the sentiment because I've had this conversation many times, and they're like, oh, well, we're just the little guy. Nobody's going to listen to us. Nobody's going to do anything for us because we don't have the money. We don't have the backing. We don't have this. And it's just like, I can't. And I'm like, you can do something. You can let your voice be heard. That's what's beautiful about our country. And it's time we started standing up and doing something about it.
Yes. So something really amazing about Stand With Crypto is we organize in all 50 states. I mean, we're global community, if you will, right? So we have Australia, we have Canada, and I'm a part of the US one. And what we do, though, is we do IRL, a lot of IRL activations. I focus on experiential because I think that it's really important that we have a lot of touch points between each other to build stronger bonds, as online is online, right? We always have a community. We can always talk to each other online, but the IRL experiences, the wisdom, the empathy, and the love doesn't just come from online. It creates stronger bonds in person based on the interactions that we have and what we're experiencing together. So I really love experiential activations with our advocates. And that gives me an opportunity to learn more about our advocates, not just about, hey, these are my concerns as I'm building my business, or this is my concerns I'm buying and trading and selling crypto, but what is their thought process? What makes them be afraid of this versus that? What makes them excited about this versus that? And then I get to better understand them and what it is that they need from their policymakers and the government to protect them, and or be better prepared for things that may happen in the future when it comes to Web3 things such as crypto and AI. AI is a big thing as well. But learning more about an individual, not just about one subject, helps you learn more about their thought process and how they will deal with and address other things come future forward.
Yeah, one of the issues, sorry, I just had a mind blank right now. One of the issues that I have, shoot, what were we just talking about? Oh, I remember. The legislators, like on your website, it shows like who's pro crypto and who's not pro crypto.
Absolutely.
I would like to see maybe like a mission statement or something from these people that are pro crypto. What is their actual stance? Because I'm a firm believer that there are two sides to standing with crypto. There are those that want the machine to win, obviously, and have that full control, and there are those that want the people to have the control. So maybe clarifying that as well, it would be a good.
I am taking note of that, and I will say that our grades on policymakers strictly pertain to where they voted when it came to something crypto related, right? Are they supporting it? Are they voting yes? Are they helping to write and push forward regulation and safe legislation for us? Now, there is somewhat of a challenge when it comes to Dems and Republicans, simply because this administration, who happens to be Republican, is so pro-crypto, but also makes a lot of independent money by investing and or using their name in crypto. And so what that does is it directly impacts Dems to say, well, then that means it's Trump. If you're pro-crypto, then you're pro-Trump. And what we're trying to combat is crypto is not a Trump thing, it's a people thing, right? It's just giving us an extra hurdle that we have to help push back and show, which is why it's really important with us.
Oh, you froze.
Crypto, the faces behind anybody, but crypto.
Hold on a second. Looks like we're having some issues here. Are you there? Did we lose you? We might have lost you for a second. Let me see if we check our bit rate. Did I lose you? Chat, we lost her. Everybody, W is in the chat. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends. I'm gonna head over and see if we can get her back on the line here. W Goat. W's in the chat, everybody. It's a people thing, not a Trump thing. Hits hard. Dude, you have no idea. When she said that, I was like, that is so spot on. We have to realize that it's not one or the other. You don't have to hate crypto because you hate Trump. You know? And I'll just take this time here. Thank you for all the gifts that have come in. Thank you for helping me reach my live goal. Let's set a new goal here. Let's see here. All right, I think we're set. Yeah, we're having some internet issues right now. If you don't know, there have been solar storms, and with the solar flares and the solar storms, the internet has been a bit shoddy. So that's been a problem. So that's partially why I haven't been going live every single day, because I'm like, okay, maybe we should just wait for the internet to get better. There you are. I see you now.
I was struggling.
Yeah, no worries. There has been internet issues across the world right now. There's a solar flare storm going on that's going to be going on for the next couple months. 2/3 of the internet was out across the world for a while there. So it just is what it is. We're dealing with it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so where were we?
You were talking about how the Trump issue and the crypto issue are two separate things. You don't have to hate crypto because you hate Trump. You don't have to love crypto because you love Trump. You can pick your side without, being polarized by politics.
Absolutely. And that's where Stand with Crypto stands.
I love that.
And that's how representatives are graded. But behind the scenes, or not necessarily behind the scenes, but that is something that we try to combat between the two parties, so that they understand that this is for the people, and we explain and we fight to show the voices behind crypto. And so it's imperative that I am in tune with all of you, right? Crypto natives and people that are just simply interested in crypto that can benefit from it. Tell your story. And so sometimes we will fly out constituents to DC and participate in some of the meetings with their representatives so that they know that these are real people.
I absolutely love that. I would love to fly to DC. I would love to get involved in this in any way I can. This is probably the most passionate part of crypto that I've had, as a journalist and as an influencer. Like I've been in politics. I was on the school board out here. I was in politics with my union. So I'm actually trying to run for city council where I live now. Yay, right? Because I want to make a difference. I believe that I can make a change. I believe I can do something good and useful with my life. I'm retired now because of crypto, so I have the time on my hands and the ability to do it. So I'm trying to be involved and give back to my community as best in any way as I can. That's why I have this show. I don't make any money doing this. My back hurts from sitting in this chair.
Somebody, we're getting a fund together. We're sending him crypto to buy a back-friendly chair.
I have one, but we got new chairs because we have a dual set, and when we have the other show that we do, it uses these chairs, and so I didn't have time to bring the other chairs in from the other set.
So basically, you're choosing to go through this torture.
Yeah, I put myself in this position.
Got it.
So back to crypto, and back to getting involved in DC and helping constituents talk to their senators or representatives. That's an amazing thing.
Yeah, so we have a chapter in every state. And so there are activations all the time. And so any of your subscribers or listeners at this moment, please feel free to reach out. My DMs are open. I always love to hear creative ideas and suggestions of how we can do better, or what is a great way we can get our goals out there and our message out there to our policymakers so that they can represent us better. In short, we are the people's voice to the policymakers, right? We are the trusted resource of information to the policymakers and to the people. So when it comes time to vote, we are giving you the information and saying, hey, this act says X, Y, and Z. Not what you're seeing marketed on the screen, but this is what it actually says. This is the fine print. So you choose how you want to vote, and this is what it says. And the same thing goes on the upward side to the policymakers, right? And so knowing that I like experiential and making sure that we are a trustworthy resource, we are never sponsoring or promoting a token. We are never promoting a policymaker that is running for office. We may collaboratively do things with people that are in office, but we're not pushing you to vote for any one person when it comes time to vote. We're just giving you their stance as it pertains to crypto. That's it.
Yeah, and I love that. I like your website too. It's really cool that there's a link right there where I can just submit to my rep.
Oh, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You've sent an email. You have their phone number. You can call. And even when it's a representative that is graded an A as it pertains to crypto, it helps that you call and say, thank you for supporting me. I am one of your constituents. I am involved with crypto in some capacity. I appreciate you supporting me. Those calls and emails matter.
Yeah. And being in politics and seeing that, especially with my union, when you would run and you would make changes or you would make moves behind the scenes, when people come back to you and they're like, man, you made a really big difference, this is how it impacted me, this is how it changed my life, not only is it reaffirmation for your representative, but it's also as the person being the rep, it gives you this feeling of accomplishment of like, I'm making a difference, and then they fight harder, they do a better job.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We are there's actually something that we're hosting in a couple of weeks in LA, and it's I had this vision of just capturing the voices behind crypto. And so advocates, crypto natives, I want to capture your story, right? And so we're going to have a studio rented out, and I want to interview you. Who are you as a human being? And why is it that you care about crypto? And I want to tell that story, and I want to use that story and promote that story so that people and policymakers know that we're real people.
Wow, that's amazing. When is that? I will be there.
December 17th.
I will be there.
Okay, I will send you an invitation. There's also something, this is a different subject, but when I was listening, while I was listening for the last hour before I got on, a young woman asked about AI. And I just flew from Atlanta because of a conference that I was there for, which is a global conference about financial literacy, where I got to speak to 40 different countries, delegates from 40 different countries. And this person, who happens to be a friend of mine, John Hope Bryant, and Sam Altman, a couple of years ago, started the AI Ethics Council. And so they just released their first AI and Ethics Council report. And so I just shared with you a link in our messages that you can share with your listeners as well.
Okay.
So they can read about the information that has just come out. They just released it today. And keep an eye on that, and they can participate and read up. They are focused on 8 pillars of AI. And
I love that, because I am actually very concerned with the big, beautiful bill. For the next 10 years, AI is completely untethered. Skynet any day now, like that's,
yeah,
absolutely.
I just appreciate that, they have come together, a group of leaders have come together to create this council. And just for you guys listening now, it's based on the pillars of business and entrepreneurship, communication and social media, community, faith and civil society, fraud, risk, and misrepresentation, financial inclusion, and future prosperity for all, financial services, consumer finance, education and educational operability, policy and regulation and governance, employment, career preparedness, job skills, and universal accessibility, healthcare, absolutely, healthcare, climate change, and environmental sustainability. Those are their focuses at this moment.
One of my issues that I would maybe add to that list, I don't know what control or influence you have in that sector, but political overreach through AI. I don't know if you remember during the presidential race, John DeSantis was going to be running for president, and there were actually where I don't know if it was him or I'm imagining it was his team, released some pictures of Donald Trump and Fauci kissing and hugging and doing some different things, and it was put out.
Oh, AI.
Yeah, and it was made by AI, but it was put out with the deception of that it was real or true. And I believe that that is going to be a big issue in the future with AI as far as politics and voting, you know, and fraud. So I think that that's another major issue that needs to be addressed.
I agree.
Is there anything more you want to say about before I open up for questions?
I just want to say yes. I want to say that you all have a voice and you are not alone. Oftentimes, because we have virtual communities now that are very strong, we don't necessarily know how we can reach government members, policymakers, and tell them, hey, I'm feeling this way, I'm concerned about this, or I'm dealing with this or that. I'm reachable. I am a resource. And I do want to hear your story, your voice, and I want to deliver those messages to your policymakers. So we are very powerful. And our numbers are not updated on the website. So we have over 3 million members.
Wow.
And in fact, yeah, in the state of California, we've added almost 100,000 members within 10 months.
That's incredible. I know you've been
And
working. You were
I've been working in
like 6 states this week.
Listen, I'm in Detroit tomorrow. Yep. So all over. But this is important that I hear you, that I see you, and I'm able to communicate and learn, right? All of us pouring our information and our concerns and our ideas and suggestions into this pool so that it can be delivered, the messages can be delivered, and solutions can be created, and safeguards can be created is important. It doesn't happen unless we have all of the information from people from all different walks of life.
Absolutely.
You don't see what I see.
You know, that's
so there's no way.
That's one of my favorite things about TikTok is obviously this is a podcast and right. things have been a little bit slow because I took like a month off, so we're kind of building it back up a little bit. But I can open up a panel. Are you still there?
Yes,
okay.
I just needed charge because I don't want the computer to die.
No worries. Take your time. But one thing that I like about TikTok is I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people sitting in the panel right now. And we have conversations where we talk like we're on the phone, and sometimes we talk about crypto, sometimes we're just talking about wrapping Christmas presents, whatever it is. It's a more tight community where you actually like become friends with people in Australia and New Zealand and the UK and in Canada and all over the world. There are people. When I started doing this, I never imagined that I would ever gain a close connection to any of these people. And like YouTube, I don't know any of the people on YouTube. You know, they watch the recordings, they come back later. You know, I don't talk and conversate, but the people on TikTok, they're there in the chat, they're talking, they're up here on the panel, they're waiting to ask you questions. Like it's a family, and it's yeah. And so like we have a much more tighter community. The downside to that is TikTok is so suppressed. I got suppressed today. That's why our viewership is so down. I got flagged for misinformation.
Really?
Yeah. Anytime you tell the truth on here, you get flagged for misinformation. So yeah.
Listen, the big people are in charge, somebody.
Right. So I do apologize for the low viewership, but all this is recorded. People will still see it later on. And I'll clip it and post it out, so it will get out there. But unfortunately, our viewership is very low because of that hit today.
That's not the point. The point is we're here together.
Absolutely.
And we're delivering a message, and we care.
Absolutely.
So that's what I care about.
Any last thoughts before I open up questions?
Please, if anybody is in crypto, is interested in crypto, blockchain, AI, get in contact with us. My DMs are open. Please become a member. One of our big things is we do not spam. We do not email you unless there's something coming up that you're going to vote on, and we want to make sure you have the facts straight. And we're not persuading you to vote any certain way. We are simply saying, here are the bullet points so they don't miss, nobody misses the fine print. And letting you know if there's something going on in your area, if you would like to participate in something IRL. However, numbers matter, right? Numbers matter when we are able to say to representatives, hey, I have X, Y, and Z number of constituents behind me, and they're concerned about this. They're more apt to listen to us, right? And so for the state of California, which we have the most advocates out of any other state in the US, we have almost 350,000 advocates here. They want to listen. Hey, I represent all of these voters in your state. We want support. We want protection. We want to feel safe. You represent me. And so when you register at standwithcrypto.org, that's what you're contributing to, the power of your voice as we talk to representatives on your behalf.
Absolutely. And I think right now, this issue is more relevant than ever with primaries coming up. We have an opportunity to really make a wave. If we have a wave of people coming in and writing, their representatives and getting involved in politics and, having their voices be heard, now is the time to speak up and have your voice heard. The window is very small.
I see your little Stand with Crypto shield on.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, I got it on. I got it on. It's normally on my hat, but I put it on here for the show.
Nice. I love it. I'll have to send you over a t-shirt.
Absolutely. If you have stuff, I will wear it on the show here. You see, I got the Goat Tribe. I got Goat Tribe in the background.
I saw it in the back as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone that supports the show and, whatever, I will, support you as well.
I love it.
And just like you said, on the 17th, I think you said you're having that thing. I will be there.
I would love to. And just for some more backstory about the event, this is a congratulations to all of us for the work that we put in to get to where we are this year, to be able to pass the Genius Act, to get clarity to where it is. We're still pushing for clarity to get done, right? But we have put in a lot of work this year. We have made a lot of progress this year when it comes to crypto. And I want to celebrate and I want to empower and I want to honor all of our advocates. And so we are making sure that all of our advocates attending will get new headshots. So you have a fresh social media face. And when you do any press or speaking engagements, you can utilize your new press photos. We're capturing the voices behind crypto, your story about you, who you are behind crypto, and why it is that crypto is important to you. And then having some nice camaraderie celebratory time with other advocates to celebrate what we've done. So I just want to say, let's have a good time, but also capture you and empower you all in whatever it is that you're doing. So you may have, a business, a podcast, right? We are inviting people that are policymakers, that are influencers, that are community leaders for our advocates to interview as well. And that's content, fresh content for our advocates to use in the new year as well. So I just was like, what can we do to help be excited about the new year and be like, yes, I've got my business together. I feel good about how I'm walking into 2026. And it's just a little something that we can do to make it fun and also pro-business.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like right before Christmas. It's like a Christmas party, right? Love it. Do I bring gifts or
Exactly.
what? Like,
No, just we want to celebrate all of you guys.
that's awesome. I really enjoyed this conversation, by the way, and I'm sure we're going to have more in private because I have ideas and I'd like to get more involved and volunteer, help, do whatever I can to be involved in what you're doing, because it's the reason why I started doing all of this. So you got another one on board here. Okay, I'm with you.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give this opportunity. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the panel to ask questions.
Absolutely.
And maybe more will come up here and there. And one thing I would have you know, I believe I don't know. Tristan Kelly, I don't know if he is an influencer, but 4 of the people in the panel right now are influencers with their own communities as well.
Yay.
So
you guys for being here.
it's like multi-level marketing reach right now. So let's start with Josh, since he was the first on the panel. Josh, you want to go ahead and voice your questions or concerns? Josh.
Yeah. I was
Can you
gonna
hear him?
ask, what do you
No.
see?
Oh, you can't hear him. Okay.
I can only hear you.
All right. You ask the question, Josh, and then I'll relay it. Let me see.
All right. I was gonna ask her what she would like to see for the crypto space. Like, what are some things that she's personally either like excited about or really cares about?
He wants to know what future you see for the crypto space. What do you care about? What do you want to see happen?
Crypto for good. How can we utilize crypto to make a positive impact on society? How can we make a generational impact utilizing crypto? And as I was listening earlier on, before I was on with you, there was a concern of it's the wild, wild west. Yes, it's like the NFT era. I think it was like 2020 or 2021, right? Where everybody had an NFT, even though it wasn't necessary. And 95%, don't quote me on the actual percentage, came to nothing. And that's just kind of the same thing when it comes to crypto in this moment. Everybody's launching a token. It's not necessary per se. And so it's really important that you do your own research and you are paying attention to what it is that you're investing in. And, obviously it's a little bit safer when it is a stable coin. And so we have the Genius Act, which is passed to kind of give us that safe space when it comes to a stable coin. I think that I almost see a universal token, to be honest. I mean, everybody wants to launch their own token, but like you mentioned earlier, is to swap out tokens, you're paying gas fees at minimum, right?
Right.
And so what are we going to do? Swap out the JP Morgan Chase token for the Bank of America token, for the Walmart or Amazon token? We're not going to be swapping out tokens like that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I didn't want to lose this because I think this is very important. I'm a little worried about a one token environment. What I'm more worried about is a million token environment, a token for every single thing you want to do.
We're going to have that.
I like that idea. There's a token for everything. As long as there's not fees involved with it, that's great. Fine. I can make a quick trade, whatever. No big deal. It's all electronic. But when my main concern is if there's one coin to rule them all, someone can get control of something like that. And right now, we look at the way fuel is traded, petroleum, right? Most countries trade with the US dollar, but Russia, China, they trade with the yen, right? And some countries trade with the euro. There's different options and opportunities so that no one actually gets shut out. Because if it was the US dollar right now for purchasing oil, Russia would have no access to oil, right? So
right. At the end of the day, though, when it comes to that, it's what you're willing to accept as your form of payment when it comes to crypto. Because Amazon could say, I'm only accepting Amazon tokens. Or just like they look at it like when we first got credit cards. Some people, like Costco, would only accept Discover when they had a deal with Discover. When they have Amex, it was only either your ATM card or Amex. That's it. Amazon will have that power to say, I'm only going to allow you to pay for Amazon products with Amazon token. Or if Amazon has a deal with, let's just make it up, JP Morgan Chase, just like Costco has done over the years, that's the same thing that's going to happen with these tokens.
Right.
Right. It's just replaying it. And I just want to mention one of my, and it could be a concern, but also awareness for the people is at some point, because of KYCing, we're not going to be filing taxes anymore. They're just going to have your wallet address and say, this is what you owe.
Gone.
Why do you need auditing? I see your wallet addresses. And this could be, controversial, right? Like some people want to have non-custodial wallets for whatever reason. They just want to have their own wallet and be in charge of their own thing. And maybe those people have that because they don't want to be audited on this KYC wallet and have their taxes done for them. But if you look at it, how much money does that save in processing fees, paying someone to do your tax returns, paying someone for an audit, paying someone for blah, 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 even the IRS paying that whole team when they just pull everyone's wallets.
I actually like that idea with the inclusion of, like, when you go to fill out your tax form, there is a section where you click exempt. So if I'm very libertarian, I don't believe that taxes are legal, obviously to an extent, but
that means you have non-custodial wallets.
right. I'm very much so like, there needs to be an option to where you can say, I am exempt from this, then I would be for that.
Yeah. But what gives you the right to be exempt? So that's to be determined.
So I'm exempt because there's no law that states that I have to pay taxes. Show me the law. I believe it's what is it? The University of Princeton has it's like a $10 million reward for anyone that can show the law that says that you have to pay taxes.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Taxes are unconstitutional edict. Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm looking it up.
We'll talk more about this. That's a whole other show. So I do a show called Down the Rabbit Hole, and I have a doctor coming on. And he's going to explain this in more great detail than I ever could. I mean, he knows it. He knows what section of the law and where it states what. It's going to be good.
I love it. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. Another question that Josh had asked earlier. What was it, Josh? We got on a tangent. Do you remember what it was? Oh, I remember now. Josh had asked about, obviously we want to use crypto, but there should be a choice where we can still have the option to bank with regular banks. We can still have the option to use fiat. We can still have the option to use our crypto. We could use the exchange. We could use a tap to pay option with our crypto wallet, something like that. That's another concern that I have, is the freedom of choice, not being forced into it, but having the option to utilize it.
That's just happening inherently because there are so many unbanked communities. And with unbanked, that means people who don't have a bank account that simply deal with cash. They're not in crypto. They don't even have a bank account. So they're not them getting into crypto is a long way out. And of course you have, and in California, there was a lawsuit saying, hey, we don't have banks. So how can you be a cash only store? A lot of stores are cash only now. And so now stores have to put up signs and notices say, hey, we're cash only, because that was an issue. I think that there's going to be an option for a very long time. We, again, are far ahead of most people simply by having this conversation or even that question.
Absolutely. I say this often is, those of us that are actually educated in crypto are the top 1% of crypto holders, because 99% of the people holding crypto they're buying lottery tickets, or they're buying Bitcoin, or they're buying something they don't know what it is, what it does, or how to use it.
Yep.
So count yourself as the elite here, chat.
You are.
We are. Absolutely. Josh, did you have any more questions, or can I move on to the next person?
I'm sorry,
I think you
can't
can
hear you,
move on. There's a
Josh.
lot of other people on here. Maybe they have some good questions.
All right. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate you. Scotty Dog, did you have any questions for Miss Nifty?
Yeah, I had two, but one of them I think Tristan's gonna. He already asked in the chat, so he'll probably ask that. My question is, with the concern
I heard a little
of
voice.
losing that foundational decentralization of crypto, is there anyone, or is there any senators or anything in the U.S. that's looking at consensus? And what I mean by that, right now, proof of work and proof of stake are kind of what's looked at, but both of them are very easily manipulated by larger entities.
Oh,
So
man, that's gonna be...
without consensus mechanisms, that's really at the beginning. That's at the start of this process.
Okay.
So I'm just curious if there's anyone looking at it.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong in interpreting this for you. So, you want to know the consensus of what? I'm sorry, that was a mouthful, buddy.
Consensus.
Can you summarize it a little bit more?
All right. So I'll simplify it.
Yeah.
When people talk about proof, I have proof of stake, or I have proof of work.
So when people talk about proof of
It
stake
sounds
or proof
great.
of work, it sounds great, but it's highly manipulated, right? And what was the
Correct.
question? What is the consensus?
How do we get to a mechanism that can be trusted?
How do we get to a mechanism that can be trusted? That is his question.
Okay, how can we get to a mechanism that can be trusted when it comes to proof of stake?
Like proof of stake, proof of work. I believe Cardano's proof of stake, Bitcoin's proof of work. There's a few other different ones, but so you're looking for legislation that finds the better use case for what is the most proper thing to use, because I would say Bitcoin proof of work is the safest, but it seems unsustainable on a global scale to me, all the electricity and costs to go into it. Whereas proof of stake it seems more sustainable and better to me. What are your thoughts? I don't know.
I don't know that I'm clear all the way on the question, but what I'm thinking is that the concern about it being inflated comes from the validators being chosen by how much they hold. Is that right?
Right. So you're talking about like governance through voting?
Yeah. Or is that what he's...
Is that what you're talking about, Scotty?
Yeah, and if you look at Run-Up's
Yes.
comment in the chat, I think he's kind of getting what I'm putting.
Okay. Decentralization concerns when you relinquish control of the consensus algorithm to few entities. Oh, that was beautifully put. So just what you were saying. So governance votes based off of how much you hold. And I believe they spoke on this at Rare Evo, that they're trying to fix that.
Yeah, I think that this comes from having safeguards, right? Installing safeguards, so it's not just the consensus mechanism. And so that can be, distributed validator sets, right? So that you are capturing the small holders. Economic, I guess it would be penalties, slashing, so a trusted POS chain punishes people that are doing things wrong.
Yeah. I think more of a republic type of governance over a democratic type of governance would be the answer.
Yeah. But there's not one answer, right? I think there are a few things that need to be implemented, safeguards, if you will, so that people can feel better about it. But I do agree with, I can't remember who asked the question.
Scotty Dog.
Okay, Scotty.
Influencer.
Nice to meet you. I wish I could hear you guys and talk to you directly.
I know. If they had come on to Discord and joined there,
Oh.
then
So I
it
did it
worked.
right, you guys. I did
Yeah.
it right, you guys.
So they came up on TikTok. Everybody's stuck on TikTok. It's so addicting. They cannot leave it. That's where they want to be. And I'm like, fine, whatever. Do what you want to do.
Well, I did it. I get a bonus point.
Absolutely. Run up. Did you want to ask a question?
Yeah, I had a couple questions. Like, where do we stand on the Clarity Act and other crypto market structure bills, and also the Retirement Investment Choice Act, and whether
hold on, let's break it down. Okay, so where do we stand on the Clarity Act and
other crypto market structure bills,
other crypto market structure bills?
Clarity
and
Act
the
passed the
Retirement
House.
Investment Choice Act?
It is
And
stuck
the
in Senate.
Retirement and Investment Choice Act.
I do not know about the Retirement and Investment Choice Act. But in regards to the Clarity Act, that's actually why I'm going to DC next week to talk to more Congress members. It's stuck there right now. We are trying to get that voted on. There are two different bills. And I believe the agriculture and let me make sure we're waiting for them
The Agriculture
to three
Committee, they
different
drafted a
arms
bill
to submit
soon
their
as
versions of the bill, if you will. And I can just
yeah, they
double
did.
check. I think it's
They
three different
submitted it
arms.
soon as the
But
government reopened.
that's
Yeah.
a big deal for us that we're pushing for,
It's
and
been
so we're
submitted.
going out there. Huh?
It's been submitted.
From all of the houses, all of the arms.
As
I don't
far
think
as
so.
as far as this community knows, yes. I believe it happened
Well, no.
after the shutdown ended.
The Clarity Act's been there, but they're just not voting on it
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they're
it
waiting
passed the
on.
House.
Yeah, it passed the House, right? So we're waiting on.
Yeah, that's what I just said. It passed the House.
Right.
It's stuck in Senate. They're not voting on it. We want them to vote on it, but they're not voting on it because they're waiting for reports from the Agricultural Committee and I believe two other committees. And that's what I'm looking for right now is the committees that we're waiting for.
I feel like they're
Yeah,
dragging
so the
it out
Agriculture
to
Committee
drag out
drafted.
this bull run. That's what I think.
Yeah, they drafted a proposal
Um,
soon as the government reopened.
Here we go.
So they had it
evidently
ready.
there was a proposal that was drafted right after
Yeah.
the government was reopened.
We've gotten through all of the Clarity Act edits, but to prevent Trump from claiming credit for making the U.S. a crypto capital, let's see, committee delays.
Yeah, but the
They're
bill is
trying
also
to
at risk
submit, and I
of
was just
being
reading about the
filibustered in the
updates since
Senate.
I'm going out there next week.
Right. So the concern is that the bill will be filibustered in the Senate.
Yeah,
It's possible.
I know one of the concerns that we had or that has been going on is that big banks are not liking people being able to use crypto and tokens on their own, and they feel like that they won't be going to banks as much. But that is indirectly forcing banks to give more benefits to people for fiat, which they're not
Absolutely.
necessarily looking to do. One of the other things banks are trying to do is roll back the Genius Act, which was already passed. And the Genius Act allows for crypto rewards, but banks are saying, hey, these rewards are too big. We're not able to give these same rewards. You know, when you spend money, you get points, for example, like Amex points, and they say, okay, 1,000 points equals $100. But they can change that at any time, and they do. They can say, well, now 1,500 points equals $100. But crypto has a greater reward system.
Absolutely.
And it's very clear on what you get in your return. And that's what they're trying to fight now, even though it's already passed. Even though that's not Clarity, that is Genius. I didn't want to mix the two. Yeah, I can't find it right now. But there were, I believe, 3 arms that were waiting for their versions of the bill or edits to the bill.
Awesome.
Yeah, and the deadline has been pushed back because originally, like, they were supposed to pass the Clarity Act before Thanksgiving. Then it got pushed to before Christmas, and now it's looking like Q1 2026.
Yeah, and I honestly I think that that's a good thing to be pushing it back and to slowing down this process. So it gives us a chance to really look at it and gives a chance for our what is it? Our representatives, congressmen, to be more educated on it before they actually vote on it.
Here it is. It is that the Senate Banking and Senate Agriculture committees, and they're coming up with their versions and or edits. And that's what we're waiting on.
And that's what want to see is different versions and edits on the bill itself, because from what I read, it needs some changes for sure.
My position is we're not going to have a perfect regulation.
At least make
What
it
we need-
amendable.
Well, we need a skeleton. So here are the basics, and then
Right.
we can move forward and fill in the skeleton with more details later.
My concern
but
is if we are building the skeleton, right, and we put something hard in place that sends us down the wrong path, it could be very detrimental, because then we have to basically issue a new bill to fix that problem and get it passed and go through everything.
But we're so new, and we're in this space where it is so new, it's changing every day. We know that from the technology side of things. We know that from the consumer side of things and builder side of things, that my solution today will be different tomorrow. So the same applies to regulations. And when it comes to the Clarity Act, this is the Genius Act just saying, okay, we're safe to have stable coins. This is the Clarity Act, which says, hey, these are the rules for digital assets. This is your safeguard to become an entrepreneur in the space and utilize this technology without the government coming after you. These are the rules that protect us from the government.
Right.
And why is it taking so long?
And I think
they were able to stable coins real quick with the Genius Act, but who's making the money off of it? Banks.
Right. And like I said earlier when we were talking about this, is I think the framework and the skeleton needs to be more or less a framework of the people's protection from the government's overreach and less restrictions on the people. That's the skeleton.
But what do you think in the Clarity Act is restricting the people?
Well, I can't say anything. What I'm saying is I envision it more or less a constitution than a bill. That's all I'm saying. Is it needs to be more or less framed around safeguards from government overreach than for regulation. You know what I mean? Like, we started with the Constitution, we had the Declaration of Independence, we had the Constitution, we had the Bill of Rights, we had the amendments to the Constitution. I believe that starting in a process like that shields us from government oversight. Right?
I think that
before we legislate, that's why this country in the U.S. is so amazing, is because the forefathers, when they sat down and they wrote the Constitution, they were protecting the people. And I think that if we come at writing this legislation with that vision and building it properly, then we are going to stop dead in the tracks any type of government overreach, control, surveillance, manipulation. I
think that that's what the Clarity Act does, is protect us. Because it is simply addressing, from what I read, it's simply address, I want to be a builder, I want to do this, I want to do that, I'm safe to do these things, and here are things that protect me from other people that might be creating things that are fraudulent in this space. And we can do another day where we show up and we talk about just the Clarity Act.
I would love that.
You know what I mean? And go dig deeper into this, because we're in the heat of the moment with this. We're pushing for this to get passed right now.
Absolutely. And I'm not naysaying the Clarity Act, but I know that the consensus in the community, my community, most of all of TikTok is, are we pushing something through because we want our bags to pump, or are we pushing through the right legislation? And that's the main concern. Yeah. And that's why I think we should have that conversation.
I think clarity isn't about pushing our bags. It's about empowering ourselves. The Genius Act, even, I don't think is about pumping the bags, other than what pumps the bags is that we're getting some type of legislation versus nothing. So it's a little bit safer to be in the US as an investor and builder. But it doesn't directly pump the bags. It just says the Genius Act gives everyone a safe space to launch stablecoins. And we know who they are. And then the Clarity Act is for the people, saying now the people are protected, not just by way of giving them a clear path to be a builder, but also a clear path to be protected from other people that are building things, so they're not just scammers.
I think basically what I'm trying to say is, I'd like to, as a constituent, have the opportunity to address my representatives, my congressmen, and voice that concern of, we want the environment of crypto to protect the person from, oversight, surveillance, control, manipulation, and let that be the framework of everything that we do. I think that that's the point I'm trying to get across.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, whether the government is on board with that or not is another story.
Right, but we can at least fight the good fight and try our best. I don't think we win this fight, to be honest with you.
Well,
but
listen,
I'm going to go down swinging.
There are wallets that are not custodial, and that's what they're for. But that's what somebody told me. You're not hearing from me.
Interesting. All right, let's do the next question. Black, are you there? You want to ask your question? By the way, it was great meeting you today. That was a great show we had earlier. You there, brother?
Here we go. Sorry, I couldn't unmute for a second.
No worries, brother. What's your question? Try to summarize it in a way that I can elocute it properly.
Yeah, so mine's actually not really a question. It's more of what I'd like to see, right?
Okay.
And it was great, by the way, yeah, great conversation earlier. So saying that, main thing for me particularly, and I'm sure a lot of people that I know within my local community in Web3, the protection of DeFi investment vehicles. And when
The
I mean DeFi
protection of
investment,
DeFi investment vehicles. So we want to
yeah,
protect
which,
DeFi.
Okay.
yeah, so DeFi investment vehicles, and I'm including but not limited to,
Is that a
uh,
statement?
Yeah, it's
no,
more or less
so
a
go.
statement than a question, what he'd like to
Yeah.
see.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
Okay, and when I'm including but not limited to
Absolutely.
borrowing
Including
and
but not
lending
limited to borrowing and lending
protocols,
protocols,
liquidity provision,
liquidity provision,
staking,
staking,
and if we can go out on a limb, like perpetual futures.
and perpetual futures.
Yeah, so
So
I,
that's
in
a
my opinion,
concern he has.
yeah.
Not so
Okay.
much a question, but something that he'd like to be addressed and brought up and looked into.
And if needed, I
Absolutely.
could draft a document like
Noted.
explaining better.
And he says he's willing to draft a document to explain it better and send it to you.
Will he contact me on LinkedIn or send me an email and or DM to get my email, or you can provide him? I'm going to send you my email.
Okay, I'll send it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll
Yeah,
link
that
you
was.
guys up, and you guys can work together as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you, appreciate it,
Thank
man.
you for sharing.
Absolutely. All right, Tristan Kelly, how you doing, buddy? Are you there?
Hi, Oz.
Hey, what's your question, buddy?
Good to meet you. I listened to you and Black and Run Up on Waddy's live earlier on. Very good content, I have to say.
Thank you.
My question is, I live in Ireland in Europe, and my question was, how active is Stand with Crypto in Europe, and what kind of engagement have you had with the European Union and individual countries in Europe?
Okay, so his question is, how active are you in the European Union? He lives in Ireland, and what are you guys doing as far as the European Union goes?
So we have Stand with Crypto over in Europe, and we are separate. We're not collaboratively working together. And I can give you the connection of the people representing us in Europe so that he or she can speak to and connect with, if that's okay.
Yeah. So Tristan, send me a DM, or you can reach out to at Miss Nifty. It's on the flyer for the show. Her at, and you can reach her on Instagram, I believe.
Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, but it's MS_NFTY.
So NFT, why? Why NFTs? That's the joke. It's a joke. I thought of it earlier.
Yeah, so you know the definition of being nifty, and it was my Web3 play on that. I'm gonna send you from the EU. There's a link just for EU. I'm DMing you the
Perfect.
link.
I'll send it to Tristan.
Okay, great.
Can I just ask as well, Oz, please,
Yeah.
how familiar is she with the MiCA regulations in Europe?
With the what regulations?
It's the MiCA, MICA.
How familiar are you with the MiCA regulations in Europe?
I'm not.
Yeah, this is more US based, but I'm sure that once you reach out to that the EU side of the community, they're going to have all those questions for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And when Rap, what is up, Crypto Rap? You actually met Crypto Rap with me when we met in person at the party.
Diego?
Yeah, in San Diego. So he's here on the live. What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
I'm chilling, bro. It's a beautiful evening. Had a long day, busy, hella meetings and shit, but saw that you were on here talking to Miss Nifty about this important stuff, and I think it's really important that we get the word out. I don't really have any questions or anything, but just excited to be here talking about what is something that we all need to mobilize for. You know, crypto is decentralized, and we as a community and as crypto enthusiasts need to decentralize our effort in order to protect our industry and make sure that we can grow and blossom and be, you know, our fullest potential.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well put. I appreciate that. He doesn't have any questions, but he says he supports what you're doing, and he digs it, basically.
Thank you so much.
Is there
Thank you
anybody else in the chat you have a question you want to
This
throw in?
motherfucker scrapped half of what I said.
Yeah, dude. I said everything you said, bro. Word for word. He had nothing but nice things to say, I promise you.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate the time everyone's taking here today to listen.
Absolutely. It's all influencers here in the chat. It's awesome. And viewership has gone up exponentially.
Come to the event. Come to the event in December. And I'm more than happy to share more information if anybody wants more information. We're always doing events every month, at least a couple of times a month, all over the United States. So tap in with me. And if you have an idea, right, you are an influencer, you are in crypto, which is why you are here. If you have an idea, come to me with that idea and say, hey, Carrie, I have this activation. Maybe that's something I can fund doing, right? I want to support the community the way that the community supports crypto.
Bellstar wants to know if you have any NorCal events.
Absolutely. We're in San Francisco. We're in Sacramento. I did not go to San Jose this year, but I do plan on San Jose this coming year. But Sacramento, San Francisco, San Diego, and LA have been hosting events and get-togethers. Once you register on standwithcrypto.org, you will have access to know, like, these events are Stand with Crypto and it's coming up in your area if you want to be notified.
Yeah, I definitely want that for sure. Looks like we have one other guest that wants to ask a question, so I'm going to give them an invite for a second. Another influencer as well. Wow, everybody showed up for this one. As far as the influencers go, man, everybody showed up for this one. This was one I really promoted the heck out of. We're just not getting the regular viewership because of me getting hit with a banana today. Got slapped in the face with a banana. Money Talk, go ahead. What's your question?
Good evening, all. So, as my question is more in regards to the education, right? Like the education for the people, not necessarily so much on the political side, but just overall education, because clearly we have the scams, then we have the learning how to even use crypto and all these things. And that's something that I don't really see.
So, her is not a question, more or less a concern about educating not just people, but also our legislators, if I'm correct, Money, in crypto, and giving them the resources and the tools to understand what they're doing, what they're voting on, and actually know about this, not just for the, the policymakers, but for the people as well.
So while in Atlanta, we just announced a collaboration of creating educational courses with Coinbase, the National Cryptocurrency Association, and Operation Hope. And so in Q1, we're creating that content, the classes, and it should be live for anyone to access April 2026.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it'll be a trusted
Are they in partnership at all with...
Are you in partnership with who?
Operation Shamrock and Aaron West?
Operation Shamrock and Aaron West?
No, it is Coinbase, Operation Hope, and the National Cryptocurrency Association.
There you
Separately, we recently announced the establishment of Stand with Crypto University program, and we tomorrow, which is why I'll be in Detroit, are announcing which 50 universities across the U.S. will have chapters on campuses for university students. So that's happening as well.
That's awesome. Is there any other questions? I see Jake Claver in the chat. Jake, you got a question? I think that's it. Is there any closing thoughts you want to leave us with?
I want to remind everyone that you have a voice and we need you. We need your words. We need your wisdom. We need your experience in order to better shape our safe space in this crypto world and this Web3 world. Again, my experience is not yours and your experience is not hers or his. And so for us to create our own path in our safe space, we need all of our information to pour into this pool and deliver it to the people who are going to be and who are armed and charged with the responsibility of protecting us. So they need to be empowered with that information, and we won't have that without you.
I love it. Beautifully put. And yeah, I would encourage everyone here in the chat, everyone watching, everyone that's watching, whether you're on YouTube, Abstract, TikTok, X, Twitch, wherever you're watching, get involved, get engaged. Let your voices be heard. Like I said, we have an opportunity to make a difference, especially now with primaries coming up. Let your voices be heard. Stand up for yourself, and let's move this crypto space in a positive direction for the people.
Wait, I think I found this little soundboard thing.
Oh, cool. I didn't even know that existed.
Why didn't I see this earlier?
Yes. That's so awesome. I gotta look into that. That is cool. I want to do that now. How do I do that? That what this is? I don't know.
It's soundboard in Discord.
I'm gonna have to look into it. I'm gonna break something. Dang, you could just like hit somebody with that. That is classic. I absolutely.
That's gonna be
it.
the next one.
Is there a goat one?
No.
Do a goat one.
If not, there's a cricket. And that's my dog.
Hey, thank you, chat. Miss Nifty, I don't want to take any more of your time. We kind of ran over our hour that I usually allot, and I thank you for staying a little extra time here and coming on the show. We'd love to have you anytime you're available. I know you're a very busy woman, and like I said, any way that I can help or get involved, I want to be there. So whatever you need from me, I am at your disposal.
We will recap for sure. We will definitely do this again. And thank you for doing this for the community. It's needed, and it's not going to be one person, 10 people, or 100 people. It's going to take a lot of us. It's going to take all of us to share, spread information, and make a difference. So thank you for what you're doing and for hosting.
Thank you. I try my best. All right, chat, give a round of applause. Everybody send in W's for Miss Nifty.
Thank you guys.
So much. I bid you adieu.
Thank you, sir.
All right, chat. That was awesome. So here is the website right here. You can go to standwithcrypto.org and you can find their website. And I believe that there is a directory to other Stand with Cryptos as well. I'm sure that if you don't find for your area, you can Google it. If you do want the resources, she did send out to me everything. So if you do want that information, reach out to me and I will get it to you or get you connected with her, and you guys can work out whatever questions or things you have. All right, I got something for you, chat. Yo, what is up, the greatest crypto rapper of all time? What's up, rap? Bro, you're out of control, man.
Yo, what the fuck is up, bro? Hey, great conversation, man. Well done.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, man, I'll tell you what, that beat the hell out of the conversation that we had at the party, because I was so lit, bro. Like, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have you on the show. Dude, I had way more fun at Rare Evo, but being there with you made it so much more fun, bro. And like looking back on it now, and I'm remembering, I'm like, dude, I was so messed up. Like, I kept like, dude, I was a machine, bro. I was here, I was there, dude. I didn't stop moving.
Bro, yeah. I mean, it wasn't even the biggest venue, but you were in every corner, bro. You were always like, "Oh wait, I'm about to be right back," and then I look over and you'd be like, just in a whole different conversation at a whole different place.
Yeah. Constantly networking, constantly moving. That's just how I am, man. Dude,
100, bro. Yeah.
I network better in person. You know.
That's
online.
real, bro.
Yeah.
It's a strength. And I mean, that even just that night alone, you scored so many, guests for your show. And this program was a great program and wonderful guests. And this is like one of, a half dozen people that you recruited that night.
Absolutely. And you were there. You saw who these people are. These are not just, some guy on TikTok with a camera. These are developers, people making huge waves in the crypto community. And we were there rubbing elbows with them and, educating ourselves and getting an opportunity to spread that education to the community.
It doesn't stop, bro. You know, we're gonna keep connecting, keep networking, keep stretching our arms out. You and I, we're ambassadors from TikTok to crypto. It's a rare niche in the industry that not a lot of people respect. But I think it's one, and you obviously agree with me that this is one that's tremendously valuable and one of our best vehicles for reaching the next generation of investors and onboarding retail. And that's ultimately going to be the key is us putting a good foot forward and wearing the banner of TikTok and representing you guys from the community and really sort of expressing your voice to the industry at large. Because right now there really is no clear sort of channel of communication from you who are ultimately retail investors that matter a lot in the industry because you make up the next 20 million, 30 million, 50 million people that we're going to onboard. But nobody's really paying attention to you guys right now.
Yeah, and I would say, how the saying goes, go out and touch grass. You can still be about crypto and everything you do while touching grass. We were literally out, at a crypto event, touching grass, rubbing some elbows and still immersed in, coming up with content. I was live for that show. We're meeting with the people, we're getting the information. So any creators that are watching, I would encourage you to, take the phone and go out into the real world, talk to random people. If there's not a crypto event near you, you can just ask people on the street what they think about crypto, and you can find, and I do this personally, there's a consensus out there that most of the people you ask this question, what's your experience with crypto? Basically, I go, the spam email you get, how's your crypto experience going or whatever? I ask people that on the street, right? And the consensus seems to be is it's a scam. So you have an opportunity to go out into the world and explain to them the truth and really reach more than just the tight community that we have here. Bro, what are you doing? What the? All right, you're booted.
Chill.
I just shrunk you, bro. I just shrunk. I fucking love you. Hey, we gotta hang out more because I'm actually like down the road from you, bro. We're close.
But what you're saying is right, bro. You're 110% correct. Like that's the way forward, bro. And we're doing our part. We're touching grass. But you know what? The other thing I'll say for the people in the chat, there always is going to be some kind of crypto community, some kind of crypto event going on near you. Even if you live in fucking Boise, Idaho, you just gotta jump on. The best apps to use would be something like Luma. This is some free game for you guys in the chat. Take the leap to IRL. Take the leap to going and connecting with people that you otherwise wouldn't connect with. You don't realize how kind of echo chamber and insular your crypto community is until you step out into the real world and see blockchains that you never even interacted with and how rich those ecosystems are and how many people are there and et cetera, et cetera. Take the leap to IRL. Be brave enough to go beyond the screen. If you want to take this industry seriously, it's not just about sitting behind the screen all day and hitting the trenches and all that. It's about connecting with others and building what is ultimately undiscovered, uncharted territory. We are pioneering, we're trailblazing crypto. And that can't happen by yourself in your real life. I mean, you gotta go out and see some real people. So get Luma, Luma, that's the free game, and look at local events. And usually Luma events skew towards tech or crypto events in the first place. So you'll probably see them right there on the local discovery page. And just go and go take the leap. It took me a long time to take the leap to go to my local crypto meetups. But when I did, I was like, damn, like I was missing this. Like it's good. It's so much fun to hang out with these people because you obviously have so much in common.
Dude, you were like a kid in a candy store at that event, man. It was so cool to see you. Dude, your face lit up. You're like, this guy signed the Constitution for Cardano. Like, you were like all stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty out, bro.
I was like, yeah, man. Dude, that event wasn't even on Luma, right? I mean, it was through Luma, but it wasn't public. It was a private event that we got to go to. And we got invited to that because of the Goat Tribe. So Goat Tribe got us locked in with that. So special thanks to Goat Tribe as well. You can find them at Ada Goats on X or goattribe.io. Great fam. They're fam. That's why I have the Goat Tribe up in the background because like I consider myself part of the Goat Tribe. I've actually been inducted as one of the goats because I'm a goat holder now. Dude, I wanted to ask you, we got to reach out to them. We got to work on the next album, right?
That's real, bro, for sure. And I gotta hang out with bro too. And also, I gotta get a goat, bro. I don't even have my goat yet, but I've been shopping them. I've been looking around trying to find a nice one on the floor. I'm really particular about my NFT, so
reach out to him. He'll make one of you. So like they made one of me with the twisty mustache. So that's the goat. Yeah, bro.
Bro.
Yeah, so legit. And then we were talking about touching grass. You're going to Abu Dhabi, right, in a couple weeks?
Yeah, sir. Actually, in a couple days, in literally 1 week from today, pretty much, I'm gonna be on the plane out there to Abu Dhabi, about an hour and a half outside of Dubai, for the largest Solana conference of the year, where everyone's gonna descend and decide the future of the blockchain.
Dude, that's so lit, and I wish I was going to that. I got like family and kids, so like when I travel out of the country, I gotta take like a whole brigade with me. So I tend to stay more local, but we're gonna have to do one of those together for sure, man. We'll link up.
Holy, you know what? I was just having a conversation actually today with. I'm gonna be staying in a content house up there in Abu Dhabi. I'm gonna be staying the event's like 4 days or whatever. I'm gonna be out there 10 days. And it's gonna be me and a bunch of other A-list crypto content creators, and we're gonna be just cranking out literally 24/7, 365 live with a full film crew and lights, camera, action, works. And we're talking in a meeting today, and ETH Denver is coming up in February. I feel like that's when we should run, bro.
ETH Denver? Yeah, I could do
ETH
that.
Denver.
Yeah, do that.
I feel like that.
When is that?
The Vitalis should be out there, a lot of big nations should be out there. I know a bunch of penguins should be out there. I'm friends with them. That's in February.
I think it's when that. I'll let you know. Send me the information. We'll check that out.
Yeah. And I'm FOMO, bro, because Art Basel in Miami is right now, and a lot of crypto people are out there doing events. It looks like such a good time right now.
Yeah, man. And like, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit, dude. I can't even say why my brain is. I keep losing my track of thought. Remember what you tried to give me before we left? Were you there for that? I had that today. So.
I was trying to find a flex on my Go Tribe. I got it right here. I got a little shine on me. Yo, that was my favorite one, honestly. That art is insane. It's so good. Yeah, I was looking for mine. It's right there next to me.
I got
let me mob you real quick. Boom! We back.
I got the pin.
You're.
And hell yeah, bro.
Yo!
Dude,
That's crazy.
and then on top of it, I got the entire sticker collection. I got the poster. I got a bunch of stuff, man. They hooked me up, dude. They found me for sure. And I'm excited to work on that album, man. Because like you're a rapper, I'm a lyricist. He's a dev. Together, we could pump out some serious albums, man.
I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. I like the project a lot. I'm gonna have to pump up a couple of those. It's on my shopping list. I'm gonna carry the NFT portfolio and start stacking like as a private reserve, and those two are gonna be in there.
Well, plus the goat NFTs come with utility. So I don't know if they told you about this, but the goats have utility. So as a goat holder, you have certain things. So you can, like for me, I can play the music on the live, and I have the rights to use that music with no copyright infringement. So like when I post stuff on YouTube, I don't get hit with anything. You know, so like there's utility to holding goats, and there's more to it than that. That was the main utility that I saw. I was like, okay, let me get some goats, you know, for that. But there's a lot of utility in holding a goat, and I believe that is the future of NFTs. Is NFTs with utility.
Speaking of NFTs with utility, bro, you know I gotta plug my entropy, bro, my Aslar miner.
It's
sold out actually, literally last night. I fucking got on the phone with the team. I was like, you guys are missing an opportunity. These things are sold out. You need to just restock as many as you can. And so they put 10 up in the shop. But yeah, NFTs with utility. It's a miner. You plug into a wall and it mines a meme coin. And that in order to activate it and actually claim tokens, you need the NFT from the project. So it has that ultra element. That's sort of a metaverse element where you've got a DePIN, you've got NFT, and you've got the DeFi, of course, as well. So it's kind of a shout out to Jack. It's a jack of all trades of projects where you're really kind of wearing the hats at the same time. Miners eat first. Absolutely. It's sick. And so yeah, the best deal ever. It's usually like $150 for this thing, but right now it's like $90.
Yeah, and it yields what, like it's like $100 a year or something like that.
Yeah, right now yields are pretty low. I think it's averaging 36 cents a day or something like that. And so the thing costs $99. You got to figure it out a little under a year until it pays itself off.
But when the coin goes up, then your yield is going to go up from there. But if you're looking at baseline where it's at right now,
I mean, historically, the coin, I mean, there's been times where the thing is yielded up to as much as like $16, $17 a day, which is insane. If you punch the numbers.
Right. So like the lowest you're looking at is it might take a year to pay the thing off at worst case scenario, which is not a big deal. And it's small. It's not using a ton of power. You know, so it's not like it's going to cost you a bunch of energy to run it.
Yeah, no, it's super sick. I can't recommend it enough. If you guys are interested at all in decentralized physical infrastructure networks, mining, passive income yield type projects, you like a lot of meme coins, but want a little bit more depth to what you're investing in, this is my go-to for sure. And I'm only talking about it because it's literally like a temporary deal where it's like the best deal ever. You know, TikTok is always like, the TikTok shop, this is the last time this deal's going to be here, 60% off, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty much what I'm doing.
Word. All right.
Interesting. Where do I find it? Justentropy.lol. Justentropy.lol. Take my hat and turn it into a website.
There you go, bro. I almost ordered one the other night, and then like I was on your live and I was going to order one. I was going to order 5, but I passed out.
Well, they're in stock. There's only 10 of them on the shop right now.
And you can only buy 5, right?
The 5 is the max, but you know what? Let me give you some super duper top secret alpha that can't be said anywhere else. Very soon, we're introducing a brand new product offering. It has never before existed. It's highly limited. Again, we're talking less than 10 units. It's going to allow you to have a sixth miner. It's going to be crazy.
Love it, bro. Hey, man, thank you for coming on, dude, and being here. I'm going to cut the live out now. If you guys want to send any gifts to anybody in the panel, make sure you follow everybody that was up here. Much appreciated. Always a pleasure to have you. Crypto Rap, the greatest crypto rapper of all time. This is a Crypto Rap exclusive.
This is an Ozthecryptogoat exclusive. The greatest crypto podcast of all time. Everyone go watch my live, because Oz is ending on the live right now.
Black, did you have anything you want to say before we get out? I know you didn't get a chance to talk too much. I want to give you the opportunity, because we had a short conversation earlier. You want to expand on it a little bit. I don't have to get off just yet, but if you want to talk.
I definitely just really appreciate bringing up what is this, crypto. I've been navigating using Coinbase multiple times and contacting my legislator, so you definitely need more activity like this in space. So keep these type of, I guess, whatever these things are, live streams coming.
Absolutely. And I took a little break, a little vacation chat. Okay, the show's back. It's in full force. We got guests lined up, Wazoo. And we're talking about these are big players in the crypto space, not just little guys. And I'm hoping that this next year I should have Wendy O and Charles Hoskinson. So those are in the works. So stay tuned, chat. I'm excited. Some big things are happening for such a small show. We are just starting. You know, it hasn't even been 1 year that I've been doing the show, and because we are out pounding the pavement, touching grass, going to these events, rubbing elbows, and basically we're going to free parties with free food and drinks is all we're doing. But doing that, we're building this community strong. So strong, and it's been really incredible. And for those of you that have been here since day one, thank you. Special thanks to TikTok Seller. He's one of our moderators here. This show would have died a long time ago without him. He has helped support in so many ways. He's given and donated to the show so many times. I've offered to pay him for his services. He refuses, and he is with me every single day in the Discord. I mean, we're calling out bangers in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, make sure you click the link in my bio. If it's not working, send me a DM. I will help you get into the Discord and send you the link. But dude, we are calling out big movers in there. Okay. Dude, I think I hit like it was Mon. I hit 50% on that already, and it looks like it's still going up. So you know, we're doing things. You know, in Discord, we're trading together as a group. People are learning. We have the TA class as well. If you want to get involved in the TA class, Crypto Rap is actually coming on the TA class and taught us how to use HubFud, how to find the bangers there. Special thanks to you, Crypto Rap, for doing that as well. The TA class is lit, man, and we not only have like me teaching you how to read charts. I have hedge fund managers coming on the TA class. I have other influencers, creators, market traders, big names in the space that are coming in and teaching you their knowledge. So I would tell you, the best thing you can do for yourself is invest into yourself before you invest in the market. Get educated. You know, learn about this stuff. Crypto Rap, I hear you saying this all the time. The best thing you can do is lock in and learn. And we're so ready. You have an opportunity to learn something new before everyone else gets into it. To be the top dog, like we were talking with Miss Nifty earlier, we are the top 1%. Everyone here in the chat, you are the top 1% of educated people in crypto. The fact that you're here is enough. Because most people, they don't care. They're buying lottery tickets and that's it. They don't want to learn. They want to go on. They want to ask an influencer, what should I buy? And not put in any of the work, not do anything, and have someone else do it for them. You as an individual getting involved and educating yourself, learning paper trade, guys, you can paper trade. And you have an opportunity to advance yourself light years ahead of the competition for the future. So I urge you to get involved, get in the Discord, get in the TA. Crypto Rap has an amazing Discord if you like meme coins. They're calling out crazy bangers. Dude, what was that? It was like 150 some X last night?
Yeah, it ended up being like a 215x or something at the end. But yeah, we caught a couple digit multipliers this week. They're cooking in there.
Yeah, it's incredible. Actually, dude, I want you to come on the TA show again and teach us how to use Soul Pump. If you could. I would love that, man.
Yeah, totally, bro. Yeah,
Dude,
for sure.
Soul Pump looks cool as fuck, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I want to do it, but I know nothing about it. I'm afraid to touch it. Like, but if you
Oh
want me
yeah.
to do it, because like 6-7's already, yielded me a little bit, and like, dude, I'm very conservative, so I'm like, oh, I picked up 10x, here and there, I'm good with it. And so like, yeah, dude, I'm picking up 10x's like this, bro. Like, yeah, Soul Pump, dude. You don't know what Soul Pump is, bro? Tell me what Soul Pump is.
It's a game site. It's a lot of game sites. I mean, it's a reliable on-chain, fully transparent. I'm not gonna lie, it's like 95% RTP. It's not exactly a money printer, but it's a lot of fun. And we play Crash on there, and we've hit a couple again multi-hundred X's. There's no better feeling than crunching like a big triple-digit multiplier and scaling down the progressive profit to 1%. And then literally every time you click your mouse, you're getting $1.
That's it, bro. Yeah, it looks like fun. Like you said, it's like a game, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like, and you were saying it's like you can set parameters, you can set all these different things. So like, you just play, you're making money, you're getting paid in soul, right? So it's really nice.
Yeah, we can talk about it
In the DA class, absolutely. Yeah. Love it. All right, chat. I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you to everyone that came up here. Thank you for all the gifts, everyone that gifted. I'm just gonna shout out the names. We got TikTok Seller, Brooke Odyssey. Let's see here. Who is this? This is Miss Evie, AB Ryder, Fredrum, For Fun, Mr. Josh TV, Satoshi Nakamoto. And I miss it. Oh wait, no, we got Scotty Dog. We got Run Up. Run Up. We got Revolution, Francesca, Purple Bitcoin. I think that's everybody. Thank you all. If I missed you, I do apologize. Thank you for all the gifts. It's incredible. We've been live for 2 hours and 39 minutes, and we've made a whopping $5.75. We are rich, bro. We are so rich. We make a lot of money here. Thank you guys for your donations and everything that you do here. Everything that you said here now, I pretty much either donate to other creators or I give it to Jesse or IT here. So much love and respect for all of you. And I will, let's see here. Let's do this real quick because Rap is doing weird shit again. I love you, bro. Dude, and if you want to watch a good live stream, follow Crypto Rabbit, watch his live stream, and just watch him roast the chat. It is the most fun. My favorite creator here on TikTok, hands down. Like, I'm just having so much fun just listening to him roast people. It is absolutely phenomenal. I wish I had that ability to do what you do, bro. It's fucking hilarious. So definitely check him out. And then follow Black XXOR. Very educated and I trust what this guy says. We had a good conversation on Why Crypto Live the other day, or it was today actually. And he knows what he's talking about, and he's not standing for bullshit either. So I love it. Anyone that's willing to tell the truth and not lie to the community and dump their bags on them, you got my respect. All right, chat. I'll see you all next time. Have a good night.
Thanks for the liquidity, guys. Take care.
like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Share the show with your friends. Follow me on all